Hello, my friends and whoever's watching. I am glad that the second video made a lot less views, because after the first video I started feeling a lot of pressure and like, oh, I need to adjust my setup, I need to do this and this and that, and I need to like roll out content every day, and what do I do? And that has put a lot of unnecessary pressure on me and on what I am doing here. Probably should not do this, even though I do want like a cow. I should have done it before. Oh well. This is very raw and live almost. I don't edit these videos, and I'm not planning on starting to. I want to keep this conversation or monologue as close to reality as possible. And I've thought about this concept of the way videos are. I even thought of like, I'm not the first person to think about it, but I thought about an art project which would make people more uncomfortable with the content that they're watching. It's kind of like Andy Warhol's video of him just eating McDonald's, and you're just watching a person silently eat fries and a burger and drinking Coke, and you're wondering, what am I doing here? And I feel like, yeah, that's how, not that it's how it's supposed to be. There is space for all sorts of content, but I do want my content to be this way, as a conversation that you would have with a friend, or the way you would listen to a friend. You wouldn't want to speed them up and have them cut out some of the things that they've said and throw it away. I feel like, yeah, basically that's how I want my content to be right now. I was walking from USPS today, and I was thinking that my name for my Instagram and my artistic, my artistic name is Nastya Nimro, and my Instagram handle and name is Nimro Project. And it started a couple of years ago as a project of me trying to figure out who is Nastya Nimro. It is a project of figuring out who I am and what I want to do with my life. And it has been, well, I wanted to say that it has been unsuccessful and unproductive, and that I haven't achieved anything and haven't done anything in the past couple of years, but that is simply not true. And that is disrespectful towards past me, who brought me here to this point in my life. And it is not a bad place to be. It is a privilege to be where I am. It is fucking hard to be here and to rebuild myself from the ground up, and to step into the unknown every single day, because I don't know what I want to do with my life and what I can do. I don't know. I'm just getting to know myself, my abilities, my interests. And I'm constantly changing because I'm doing new things. And it is just, it is a wild fucking ride, you know? It's just, yeah, but I need to be grateful to past me who did everything she did to bring me to this point where I'm having all of these realizations and insights, and where I have strength and will to change. Because me 2 months ago couldn't do that. Me a month ago probably couldn't do that. Me after that shocking... It is a little bit silly that a breakup would do that to you. But I did lean on that person too much. And that is why it was so painful. Because that person was removed from my life. And suddenly I had no one to lean on. And I shouldn't. And I was deceiving myself a little bit. In a way that, oh, I'm working on myself. I was working on myself, but I was also leaning more and more onto this person. Which is unfair towards both of us. It is unfair to me to deprive myself of autonomy, and it is unfair towards that person because he felt a lot of pressure and responsibility for me, which he shouldn't have. It is incredibly painful. It is still very painful to move on. And it does get in the way of me. It's at the same time, it is the biggest fucking driver of my change and actions and everything that I do right now with the tenacity that I'm doing it with is thanks to that breakup. But also at the same time, I could have been, that's hypothetical, but probably I could have been, in a perfect world, I could have been doing it faster and better if I wasn't hurting this much. If I wasn't missing that person that much. But I am. And oh well. The only way is through. I think this is going to be another unstructured video of me just rambling and sharing my situation and progress. And yeah. I've noticed a lot of progress in myself and in my actions and in my ability to handle different situations, difficult situations. Like a month ago, I was not able to focus for longer than sometimes even a minute. I have not been diagnosed with ADHD, but going through the questionnaire, I definitely do have it. I talked to my psychiatrist about it, and she wanted to give me medication, but I'm already on antidepressants, So I don't really want to be on both. So I decided not to go with it. But what has helped recently is just, it's just gonna be, you're gonna love this. It's just doing more work and focusing more and just doing it over and over again. And surprise, surprise, over time, you learn to focus for longer periods of time. And I am super stoked to notice this kind of change in me, because it gives me hope that I'm that I'm not hopeless, or that it basically gives me more drive, because now I know that I am progressing and that I can progress, and that eventually I'll be able to do more work, to focus more and be more productive. I am productive to the best of my abilities at the moment, and that is perfectly fine. That is good enough. Yeah, so this is good. I've been writing more and I've been reading more, so I think that helps. And I'm really, really thankful for that. Also, I've noticed more like emotional resilience, even though I do still cry every day, like as a way of relieving pressure, like inner pressure. And I think that's, why not? Why not? People go boxing and do other stuff. It basically does the same thing. And I can cry for 10 minutes. And I feel great. And it doesn't mean that I'm sad. It's just like, steam is out and I'm good to go. I do work out too, though. Basically, despite the fact that I do cry every day, almost. I've noticed that I don't react as emotionally or as strongly to different things. And I am a lot more courageous. I went to a, like, what's it called? Improv comedy class. And I nailed it, even though, I don't know if I talked about it before, but my first improv class a year ago went horribly wrong. I couldn't talk, like I couldn't say anything. There were moments where I was just frozen. And 2 hours of just horror. And I was so terrified of that experience, and of me being that person, like that frozen person, that I didn't go to another improv class for almost a year. And I took it recently, and I was like, oh my god, I have changed so much. And I was so proud, and I was telling myself, like, look at the progress that you've made. Compare yourself to you a year ago in that improv class, not being able to utter a word, any word. And you here in this class, just being courageous and open and funny and charismatic and, I don't know, coming up with all of that shit on the spot. Who are you? Wow, nice to meet you. That was amazing. And the same with driving lessons. Today was my second, by the way. Big step for me. I don't drive because I was terrified of driving. And today was my second driving class. And I'm progressing at that. And I think my instructor is more stressed than me, which is not normal for me, because the first time I did, the very first, like a couple of years ago, when I tried, and I was also petrified. I was so scared to do that again that I didn't. And I was meaning to take more classes or lessons and to take the test, like behind the wheel test. But somehow I forgot about the date and that I booked it and where it was, and the date of my behind the wheel test. It came up on my calendar and I'm like, oh, but I was in a different city and I was like, okay, I guess I'm not doing it. And then my driving permit expired and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I don't need it. So I procrastinated to the very end, and yeah, I was so terrified. And these 2 lessons were like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. I'll figure it out on the go. It has never been, like, this mindset has never been an option inside my head. It was just, I need to know exactly what, how, and when to do, or I will not do it because I will fail. I need a strict plan. And look at me now, just thinking on the fly. Wow. And somebody out there probably is listening to it like, oh my god, she's just bragging about going to improv class and taking a driving lessons. Well, first of all, improv class, have you tried it? Have you? I feel like people who go to improv classes are some of the most courageous people in the world, especially when they're shy. In that group was a guy who really struggled speaking and coming up with different like scenes and monologues and interacting with other people. He even had problem keeping eye contact. And even though it made it a little bit harder for some people who were working with him as a partner at times, it made me feel so proud for him. Every time I was looking at him and seeing him struggle, I was like, good for you. Not a lot of people in your shoes would have done that. Not a lot of people in your shoes would have gone to an improv class and made a fool of themselves. Well, he didn't make a fool of himself, but that's what people usually think. Oh my god, I'm not gonna do that. I'll be a fool. People are gonna laugh at me. I'll be a laughing stock. So yeah, it is a huge step outside of the comfort zone for a lot of people. So, and driving, I don't know. I've never done it. It's new for me. It's challenging, and I'm overcoming this challenge. So, yay for me. Yeah? So yeah, I think I'll talk more about my creative projects as I go in some of my next videos. Maybe I'll link some of my prints. I've added some new prints to my imprint shop. So if any of you out of my 60 subscribers is interested in getting a print with my art, that would be cool. But yeah, I think this is it for today. What is it, day 11? Something like that. It's been 5 days since day 5. So 10, 11, whatever. And see you sometime soon. Bye.